Hello dear colleagues, my name is Al Muhammad and today we have a floating thrombus in a high-grade proximal stenosis of the right internal carotid artery, which we've treated through stent implantation. It was a 71 years old male patient, non-smoker, but he has atherosclerosis and hypertension. The patient came with an acute left-sided hemihypoesthesia, which was fully resolved on the way to the hospital. NIHSS score 0. In the CT angiogram, we've seen a high-grade proximal stenosis of the right ICA with a floating thrombus in the lumen of the vessel. And as you can see, this is the floating thrombus within the lumen of the ICA. In the CT perfusion, no evidence for critical perfusion deficits. In the MRI, we've seen an acute right-sided infarction with thromboembolic as well as hemodynamic components. 3 days before the intervention, the patient was loaded with 500 milligrams aspirin intravenous and 300 milligrams clopidogrel orally, and starting the following day, 100 milligrams aspirin once daily for life and 75 milligrams clopidogrel once daily for 3 months. And by standard, we perform a CTA before we stop the clopidogrel. Immediately before the intervention, we've tested the dual antiplatelet therapy function with Verify Now, which showed a very good function. Please note that there are many ways to treat this case, such as balloon-guided catheter or a protection system distally to the stenosis, and our decision to treat it with only stent implantation doesn't mean that the other methods would be wrong. And here we go. We push the long sheath neuron max with the select catheter Cardis SIM2 into the aorta. We configure the select catheter and push it along the arc of the aorta, and now we are in the common carotid artery. We push the long sheath neuron max in the common carotid artery, and now we need a roadmap, and here we see the stenosis with the floating thrombus. We push the neuron max long sheath a little bit underneath the bifurcation. And now we remove the select catheter and take our microwire. We shape the tip of the microwire a little bit. We don't need a hard curve. And now we push the microwire into the long sheath neuron max. And here we should be very careful to not injure the thrombus. And we need to navigate only through the stenosis. And now we push the microwire to the petrous segment of the ICA. And now we take our stent. It's a wall stent, 9 by 40 millimeters. We push it on the microwire into the long sheath neuron max. And here we have our stent. We should push the stent very slowly through the stenosis in order to avoid thrombus dislocation. Please note that the video is sped up. And here we start deploying the stent. And now we continue deploying the stent to the proximal segments. And now we've deployed the stent completely. We push the neuron max long sheath into the stent to gain access. And now we perform a very careful 2D angiogram to see if there is any thrombus material in the ICA. And as you can see, the ICA is completely free. There is no thrombus there. And now we need an intracranial 2D angiogram to see whether everything is okay. And as we can see, all vessels are patent. There is no periprocedural occlusions, no complications. And now we move to the stent, and here is the 2D angiogram of the stent. And as you can see, it's a very good wall-up position. There is no rest stenosis. And for comparison, we have here on the left side the ICA before the treatment, and on the right side after the treatment, a very good result. And thus we've reached the end of our intervention. And as always, if you have any questions, you can put them down in the comments below. You can contact us per email to email addresses, and further contact options are in the video description below. Thanks for watching. That was Al Muhammad. See you next time. Peace out.